everybody. Welcome to another episode of Politically Depressed. As always, I'm your host, Eamon McAdam. So again, another brief apology, because it has been, I think, 2, maybe even 3 weeks since my last episode. But, as you can tell from the title of this episode, there's a reason for it, which is that I have been working fanatically on this video essay, and it's finally done. I'm very happy to announce that the video essay that I've been working on for 4 months is finally done. I've uploaded it onto Patreon. I've set a premiere date for Sunday, this Sunday, as in a couple of days if you're listening to this right now. And yeah, it's going to be a live drop at like 8 p.m. CET. If you sign up, then you'll get that time kind of adjusted to your time zone. Patreon will also give you a reminder like a few minutes before the premiere starts. And yeah, I'm really fucking excited. It's been a lot of work and I'm really excited for it to be out there. And genuinely have not been doing anything else. So this has been my last few months. It's gonna be out on Patreon for members and also available for one-time purchase. For those who do not want to become monthly members, you can just buy it and you just have it. It's not a rental thing. I think you might even be able to download it, I'm not sure. But basically it's a one-time payment and you just have access to this thing, which is an hour, 15 minutes long. I say this because I'm still a bit hesitant and unsure of the whole, putting it on Patreon. As anybody who's listened to this podcast before, I think a few episodes ago, I talked about the kind of insecurities of charging people to engage with the things I do. But it is the work I do, and so I should just get over it. And there is this like weird thing on the internet over the last 10 years or 20 years, everything should be free. But regardless, for accessibility's purpose, it will eventually be on YouTube. But I have no plan for that yet. It'll probably be in like a month from now. So for now, if you want to watch my new video essay, then head over to patreon.com/fromtheperiphery. I'll have the link to the very post that'll take you straight to the video essay. And yeah, it'll be up there for $5 for a view. Or you can become a member and you get access to other stuff as well. And yeah, I honestly had recorded like several episodes in the last couple of weeks, but this video essay has like fried my brain. I found myself re-listening to those episodes and being like, this sucks. I don't know if it's because my head is so in the video essay that I don't know, but also it's like the way I'm framing an argument, but I haven't really done the research. I don't know, I've grown a bit unaccustomed, I guess, to what was just a very spontaneous here, I'm just talking about some shit. The video essay is very much so different, it's very much so researched, structured. I spent 2-3 months on the research, 2 months on the filming and editing and putting together and making it like a nice, fun, kind of accessible, nice to look at, and hopefully interesting sort of package. So I figured instead of trying to do another episode, I will just dedicate this one to talking about the video essay, to promoting it. It'd probably be a much shorter episode all in all, but I'm not going to pressure myself to talking about other things, even though I have a lot on my mind and I have a lot of things to share. Lebanese politics, we have a president, we may have a prime minister soon who is outside of the sectarian system. Trump became president. The ceasefire in Gaza has held for a week. Elon Musk did a fucking Nazi salute. Like, Jesus fuck. Like, truly the 4chanification. Actually, no. I'm not going to try to get into that episode. But I did have a whole episode that I did delete about, like, 4chan has entered the White House. Because not just the salute, but also the things he's been posting afterwards, straight out of 4chan. And there's a whole analysis that I have there, actually. But I won't talk about it here. Instead, I'm just going to talk a little bit more about the video essay. And basically, yeah, not going to take too much time. So yeah, it's an hour, 15 minutes. I won't speak too much about the actual thing itself because I want it to try to speak for itself. But essentially, yeah, I kind of have been grappling with certain thoughts and feelings around certain discourses and narratives and tactics that I think are just really unexamined. Like, there's some phrases, like, I've been to a lot of Palestine Solidarity protests here in Vienna, and a lot of, let's call them the old guard, some of the music they're playing, the songs, some of the speeches that they give in Arabic that I know no one else understands, but like me and the like two Syrians are in the back, like, is this guy from the Ba'ath Party? Like, this is the most boring ass speech, like on and on and on. And so, you know what I mean? We have that kind of satire. Um, and so I tried bringing that satire and that analysis and that history, because I think it's a history that most people don't know, especially a lot of people who have been very engaged in the last year and a bit over Palestine. I think for me, once the gravity shifted towards Lebanon, once the aggression really escalated in Lebanon, and there was a lot of attention and focus and discussions, I think that's when, for me, it was like, okay, no, I have to, as a Lebanese leftist, I've got a lot to say here, and I've got a lot to share. And I think there's so much missing in the discourse that then affects certain actions, certain narratives. And I trace those narratives to basically the middle of the 20th century, to the days of Abdel Nasser, and to the nostalgia of that period. And there's certain words, literally, certain songs, that to us, it's ridiculous. Basically, what I saw happening was that once things started shifting to Lebanon a bit more, that people would just add Lebanon into whatever they were already saying. Free Palestine, free Lebanon. As a Lebanese leftist, I definitely do not subscribe to free Lebanon. No one in Lebanon subscribes to that. That's not something we say. Because we have our own problems with our own state and our own bourgeoisie. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just not the same situation. We are not in the state of settled colonial occupation, and we need to be freed from that occupation. Like, we have I don't know, I'm sorry, like, there are some of us who are working to dismantle some of these structures that are embodied within the sectarian state, the regime that we have. And so, you know what I mean? Like, here's a little tidbit, actually, and I didn't emphasize this enough, but this is kind of interesting for people who don't know. But a lot of Lebanese leftists describe Lebanon as the Lebanese entity, because once you analyze it, there's a lot of similarities with the construction of the Zionist entity. That I go into quite a bit in the video essay, because obviously that sounds bonkers, but genuinely that is part of like our language and how we talk about things and frame things, that I realize seems like a huge shift to people who are entering understanding Lebanon through Zionism. You know what I mean? But what I don't think that is just like a failure on your part, or if this describes you, because functionally a lot of the very conceptions of Arab identity, i.e. Arab nationalism, actually was developed in opposition to Zionism. It kind of, and in that way, almost mirrored it. So it's not so much that like some people don't like make a mistake of only understanding Arab struggles for liberation through a lens of like pure Western imperialism, but that is precisely how some of the Arab nationalist thinkers and leaders even conceived of the identity, and then ran with it, and then created these terrible authoritarian bullshit nothing to do with anti-imperialism regimes. And so, I think this is a bit of a taste of the fact that there's the similarity or these connections between the discourse of the thing and the thing itself. And what I want to do is dismantle both. One through the analysis, and the other through the kind of what I hope comes, and I see already, it exists. I'm not inventing a new movement. Imagine that. But it's just highlighting the movement that already exists, that is operating on a different logic from that narrative, from that discourse. One that does not center states, but rather movements. None of these geopolitical analysis, but rather a human-centered and a collective and community-centered one. And ultimately, one that reckons with and recognizes that all of our liberation are interconnected. Arab liberation is interconnected with Palestinian liberation, is connected with the liberation of the entire global south from capitalist, imperialist, patriarchal domination. So, yeah, there's a lot. I share a lot. There is also a lot of jokes. I hope people appreciate that. I find it hard to talk about the Arab regimes without cracking a few jokes. And they're not all my jokes. Some of them I just show the jokes that Arabs already make about them. Yeah. So, it'll be out, the video essay, on Sunday. This Sunday, the 26th of January at 8 p.m. CET. If you sign up now, Patreon will remind you when it's coming out. For members of the Patreon, you don't need to do anything. You already have access. For those who are not members of the Patreon, click on the link below. It's $5, and you'll have access to the video basically forever. And you'll be able to join in the kind of live premiere, the live chat, which I'll be present for to sort of answer any questions or be present for reactions. Why did you make that face? I don't know, I can't control my face. Wait, who's that? Oh, that is this person. You know what I mean? It'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, but more so excited. And so, yeah, I hope a lot of you who have been listening to this podcast join me on Sunday. And I hope you like the video essay. And so, yeah. Thank you all for listening to this very special episode of Politically Depressed. I will be taking a little bit of a break while basically promoting this video essay, but I hope by next week, by February, I'll go back to doing weekly episodes where I'll talk about a lot of the fun stuff that's happening, as in fascism. So yes, I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you all next time.